What if I told you that this Nick Jr. character
I'm off to milk the cow. While I'm gone, keep an eye on those carrots.
is the same person as this rapper? Yeah, I know. I was also really shocked when I came to the realization that Goby from Bubble Guppies is the same person as Jelani Imani, upcoming underground rapper from Atlanta that is
Stop.
My name is Patrick CC, and I... Hold on, one second. Couldn't go the whole video without this. My name is Patrick CC, and today I'm reminding you to drink water because I know you're sitting there and you're looking a little dehydrated. And today we will be taking a look at Jelani Imani, aka Goby, from Bubble Guppies.
Talkie, burned out holes inside my hoodie. I've never been so alone, chilling in the rain with my poncho. Everybody look at me.
It's pretty rare that you actually ever meet like a child star because they usually just grow up in the industry and continue to make movies as they grow up. It's really rare to meet a voice actor because it's an extremely competitive market, and truthfully there aren't that many. So to find the combination of the two, it's just pretty rare. But the most rare of them all is when one of those child stars grows up and becomes a well-established and successful recording artist. The biggest ones that come to mind are Selena Gomez, who got her career started on Barney. Miley Cyrus as well obviously had Hannah Montana. Now Jelani is obviously not mega famous. Bubble Guppies was a huge show, but I'd never watch it because when that show started popping off, I was much older. I don't know about you, but I don't really spend my time watching little kid shows. I'm kidding.
It was a joke.
But before we get really into the video, let's listen to some of Jelani's music so you can get a feel for what I'm talking about.
Hiya! Goddamn! Oh shit! Goddamn! Yeah. Say it louder, all my niggas in the back. We know you talking out your ass under the pressure, and you crashing like a bitch without the bark or sick 'em on your pussy. Yeah. My heart become packed with anguish. Don't forget my ego been staying there, beating myself up again. Hello, I need a copy of SSC Trigger one when she tips in the shout to get slippery. White water, bring back the fun, it's some memories. I ought to blow her a key for that wizardry. My gosh, shit, boy, you walk on the winning street. Bring up my.
Now you may not like the music that you just heard, but you have to admit, it's objectively pretty good. He can sing, the music is written really well, it's catchy, can't really argue too much. If you don't like it personally, that's okay, but objectively, it's fire. And not to mention, my man is fully self-produced. Yes, he makes all his own beats, mixes them, masters them, writes his lyrics, does it all himself. If you're an underground artist and you don't do this, that's okay. Don't think that you have to be an all-in-one care package, but I must say, the artists that are fully self-produced are just absolute beasts because they know exactly everything that they're doing. Everything is done on purpose. Everything is carefully crafted to their vision the way they want it. Not just like, oh, let me download this beat and I'm gonna make a cool song on it. You kind of did 50% of the work. But if you do everything, nobody can touch you. Nobody can say anything about you. I sound like Russ right now, which I apologize. If you've been paying attention to my channel for a little bit, you have heard me bring up Jelani in some of my videos and have realized that I've become a sort of mega fan of him. And I don't even really think I'm being that biased by saying that this kid could be huge. Like if you look at this from a business standpoint, right? What are A&Rs or what are music industry people looking for in an artist? Obviously, you need to have talent. Your music doesn't even really need to be that good yet, but it needs to have the potential to get that good. Jelani already has that. Branding, solid branding, we'll take a look at that, and a solid image. So let's take a look at his Instagram. So this is where a lot of you rappers should take notes. Every picture that he posts has meaning. You could tell he's going really hard with the branding. He's putting up high quality professional photos of himself. The music videos that he's putting out are quality. Maybe they're not like insane, but they're good. They're good enough. But most importantly, he makes you know who he is and what he looks like. You would think that sounds dumb, but a lot of underground artists that I come across, like, I can't even find good pictures of them. Like, I can't even find what they look like or who they are. Just through Jelani's Instagram, you could kind of tell who he is. He's sort of a happy-go-lucky, kind of fun guy. He's got some cool hair. He dresses kind of interesting. Dresses very interesting, actually. And yeah, it doesn't really take too long to scroll through his Instagram to realize, like, all right, he's got it down. When it comes to branding, solid name. He just uses his real name, and his name, I must say, Jelani Imani, just has a ring to it. Got kind of that star power name, you know what I mean? Sort of like, jeez, was Elvis? Was that his real name? Man, I don't want to compare him to Elvis. Like Madonna. Wait, was Madonna her real name?
Like Beyonce.
When I hear Jelani Imani, it just kind of has a ring to it. So Jelani's mom snapped when she made his name. But let me get back into the voice acting thing. So I don't know if y'all know much about voice acting or what it takes to be a voice actor, but it's extremely competitive and it's so difficult to do. But if you think about it, you have to make sure that you enunciate your words perfectly. I mean, they're going to be on a TV show, so everything you say has to be absolutely perfect unless they purposely want your voice to be distorted, which is almost never the case. But you also need to be able to shift the pitches in your voice to be able to convey emotion. Imagine just listening to my voice right now and trying to feel the emotion versus seeing my face when I'm talking, right? So if I look surprised, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, that's so crazy, which being surprised is probably an easier one to do. Being mad, I mean, I don't even know. A regular person like me, my voice won't change that much when I'm mad. You'll be looking at my face and that's how you will know. But imagine being a voice actor. Okay, be mad. If somebody told me to be mad in my voice, I'd be like, I'm angry. And they'd be like, the best you got? You know what I'm saying? So imagine trying to just using your voice be able to convey all the emotions, and it's not even natural. It's totally fabricated. You're reading from a script. I guess a decent way to compare it is it's kind of just like singing. Like you listening or watching, you can't sing, right? You're not a good singer. Try to sing. It's hard, right? Kind of the same thing with voice acting, just through spoken word rather than through song, which I would argue is even harder. A lot of people could learn how to sing and hold a note and all that, but if you just don't have a voice built for voice acting, then you ain't it.
How did I discover that Jelani was on Bubble Guppies?
If you Google his name, the first thing that comes up is his IMDB page. You can see his whole movie profile, or I guess acting profile. But he's got this little clip of him talking, so let me see. Let's take a listen.
I'm a farmer. Well, farmhand, those are some fine-looking carrots. I'm off to milk the cow. Wow.
I'm off to milk the cow. Yeah. Can we listen to a song and then listen to his voice?
Nobody can get through the bunny barricade. We have to save the carrot.
I'm sure if you listen to them side by side without knowing, you wouldn't really know. I mean, it is him, so we're not going to debate whether or not if it sounds like him or not, but interesting. Him being a voice actor on Bubble Guppies tells me that he has been working on his voice, crafting his voice to get it to do exactly what he wants since he was just a little kid. Yeah, he for sure has a natural gift, and I would be willing to bet that most singers, songwriters, rappers have natural gifts, and some work on that more than others, but Jelani not only has that gift of a great voice, but he's been working on it. Since he probably has a conscious brain, he's been working on tuning his voice to do exactly what he wants it to do. So at this point, it's really not even a gift, something he worked for. This leads me to believe that he will have longevity as a vocal performer. He knows when something's wrong and he needs to fix it. He knows where his strengths are and he can play to his strengths. And he knows how to just keep it moving and to work on new things. And I'm just talking about vocal performance. But also to reiterate the fact that he's self-produced. He's put in this much work on his voice and his vocals, and on top of that, he knows how to make beats and write his own music. I mean, this kid is an absolute juggernaut. I mean, how are you going to be able to compete with him? I guess really it just comes down to the fans then. The fans have to decide whether or not he's going to be the one. I guess that's the ultimate tried and true test, is like, no matter how good you are, we all know tons of people that are really good, but they just don't make it. That's really all Jelani has to do now, is just make it. It's all good, Jelani. You don't have to worry about nothing. Just make it. I personally believe that Jelani is a force that is going to be difficult to stop. I would be surprised to find out if every label wasn't trying to sign him and trying to build a relationship with him. I know that if I was a label or if I was an A&R, I'd be trying to manage him or work with him in any capacity. I just see an immense future for Jelani, and I think that he could be so huge. I didn't even talk about numbers, but his numbers are so small. And I don't really ever make a full video about one person, but he's got an interesting story. Coming from Nick Jr. and then making some really, really dope, soulful, jazzy, bluesy, hip-hop music is just an interesting story. It kind of wrote itself. And if I'm being honest, a lot of underground artists these days don't have much that's interesting about them. It's a breath of fresh air for sure. But if you're not paying attention to Jelani at the moment, then you must be dehydrated, because you ain't thinking right. My name is Patrick CC. I'm out.